Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So, if you guys noticed, I haven't really made any YouTube content or really streamed in the past couple of days. And the reason being is, I've been getting sick a lot recently since I've entered Texas. Back in South Florida, I pretty much never used to get sick. I'd get sick once every literally maybe year and a half, 2 years. Here I am, I've gotten sick like 3 times now. And this time around, I've gotten sick with something I've never had before. So literally, I'm really short of breath right now. Really, every time I've gotten sick, it's the same thing. It goes sore throat into like stuffy nose into fever into like stuffy nose goes away, stuffy nose turns into runny nose, and then I'm good. This time was different. This time I had a really bad cough, a really high fever, and anytime I coughed, my rib right here started to hurt. Like this section here hurts, and right here in my head it would hurt. So that's kind of gone. I still have my cough, but I have this extremely sharp pain right down here. Like if here's my left nipple, alright, it's like right here. This whole section right here is going through like extreme pain. I don't know if I like, I don't know, bruised a rib doing something, or if I slept incorrectly, or if this is still just part of me being sick. But I'm talking about like, it's an extreme amount of pain. I can't walk properly right now. I have to like hunch over. I have to stop and take, I have to keep taking breaths. I have to be very careful. I can't breathe in fast. I can't breathe out fast. I can't talk fast. So I'm going to wait about a day or two. And if I absolutely have to, if it does not get better, I will go to a doctor, because this is something that has never happened to me before. So anyway, let's talk about some positive stuff. Let's talk about some stuff aside from my life. Okay, so, sorry, you'll let me stop because this just hurts really bad. So the new Van Helsing came out, Van Helsing 3, and I want to show you guys some of the stuff between Van Helsing 2 and Van Helsing 3. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of the new Van Helsing. I haven't really played it for more than an hour, but I want to show you guys why I'm not really a fan of the current Van Helsing. So I think I had Diablo music running. Let me just pause that really fast. I'm going to boot this up for you guys here. So we're going to talk about Van Helsing 2 and 3. Maybe a little bit about the first one as well. And then I'm probably going to talk about... Let me just remove this stuff. I'm probably going to talk about... what is it? My thoughts a little bit on Black Desert, since I kind of stopped at Witcher. And then I am building a new PC. So we'll talk about that. So it might be a little lengthy. I do apologize if it is a bit lengthy. So let's... I don't know why I say that, because you guys can see that. You guys can see how long a video is. Oh, hashtag I don't edit stuff. Sad face. Okay, let's boot this up. Hopefully here it's actually going to load. I hate how long this takes up. Fuck. Sorry, I would mute it, but it comes out really sporadically. So I can't really... Fucking, yeah. Also, sudden movements hurts my rib, if it is my rib that's hurting. So I can't, like... Okay, I don't think this is gonna pop up. This is not popping up. So, anyway, okay, fuck that. I'll just tell you guys... Let me see if I can find, like, a screenshot. Let me see. Van Helsing 3 Skill Tree. Let me see if I can find, like, the actual proper Van Helsing tree here. I don't think it's gonna fucking pop up. Okay. Come on, please pop up. Why are you doing this, man? Come on. Like fuck. So basically, my thoughts anyway on Van Helsing, the second one and the third one. I really enjoyed the first one. I really enjoyed the second one. I don't like the third one for this specific reason. So, one... they kind of changed the way the whole game works. So I'm just going to click a character. This is not my actual character, but I'm just going to resume this story really fast on this one. And I'm going to show you guys why. So you had a lot more customization recently with the Van Helsing. You could customize your character in many aspects and many ratios, and you're not really able to do that anymore. Furthermore, they sped the game up, meaning like now in my character who's like level 7, I can crit like 12 to 14k. You would never be able to reach a number anywhere near that at level 7. You'd be hitting like maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000, maybe. So that was really changed. They changed the whole, I don't know, the whole gearing up. To me, the easiest way for me to explain it is it's like, you guys ever play Rift or WoW? I never played WoW, but I'm gonna use it as an example, really. Where like you get the best rating gear, and then an expansion comes, and like the greens and blues are better than your rating gear that you had. That's kind of how it is in like a smaller game, and we don't like that, you know. So it's like here's the skill tree right now. It's very linear. It's not even a skill tree actually. You pick up everything and you put it on your bar, and then you get to customize it. So just like the old Van Helsing, you do have that. So the way it works is you pick a skill. It is kind of confusing to look at. So you'll pick a skill. So say our skill right now is Smashing Blow. You can see what Smashing Blow does. You can choose to level it up here for 2 points. You can see it's 1 out of 15. Then furthermore, you spend your rage. So you've got mana, rage, and life. The rage will be spent on these top 3 points. You can pick 3 out of these. You can have all of them if you want, but I'm saying you can only have 3 on. So say each one counts for a dot. You can have 3 dots. And that will consume your rage to use on the next hit. So you can increase the damage by 50, or you can go up to 150. You could stun the target for anywhere from 2 up to 6 seconds. You could afflict it with up to 30% vulnerability, or you could mix and match them and do 100% damage with 10% vulnerability. Then as you level the skill up, of course, the damage on the actual skill would go up. So 860 would go to 880. And then you have these. So as the skill levels up as well, you've got like passive talents you can do to add to the skill. So activating power-ups cost less rage, +1 rage per kill, target is still up by 5 seconds, etc. So you get the gist. And then you have an aura tab, which auras are passive. Any enemy you hit heals you for a fixed amount. Vice versa, you've got just auras and stuff. Now I don't know if they're expanding the game. I have no clue, but I feel like they shouldn't have released it just like this. I'm sure there is more stuff to come. I could totally be incorrect though. So anyway, I'm gonna log off this one now. And I'm going to show you guys the other Van Helsing. Hopefully it doesn't take 10 years to boot up. So one other thing I want to mention is the gear. Kind of like how I explained before, how the gear is completely different. Not only that, but you have these things called, think of it like sockets. You can socket your gear, right? Well, in this, you could socket your gear in a way. But again, they made it so normally socketing gear at low levels is very hard to find. They're called incapacities. Here you could find like a 40-something incapacity, which is totally endgame in the other one. I'm talking about like I had a level 60 character, endgame. He is at endgame, and it's pretty rare to find something with 40 to 60 incapacity. Here at level 7, I found something with 40 incapacity. Granted, at that level, you're not really going to find good gems to socket in it. But does that kind of make sense? I know I'm ranting a little bit here, but I'm just giving my, my opinions on it. So let's get it. Hopefully this boots up quicker. Come on. I think if I stop talking, it'll go faster. Actually, this is a super long loading screen. There we go. These are not on my SSDs. Plus, I'm recording, so it's going to take quite a while. Alright, so here's my 60 character. I'm just going to start him really fast. Let's just go scenario. Alright, so you guys remember the skill tree I showed you? Now, this is the second Van Helsing, not the third one. But like I said, Van Helsing 3 just recently got released. So they could very well be adding stuff. Maybe they'll do a DLC. I don't really know specifically. But I do want to show you guys the current skill tree in the second one. Hold on, let me... Okay. I really don't mean to show you guys myself in this state, but I haven't made a video in like 4 days. And it's, I want to make sure I'm still producing content. Even though, I don't really make money off YouTube. It's more about keeping you guys up to date with what I'm doing. Okay, so here you go. So now, this is the current character I'm on. It's an actual skill tree. So you can see here, basic attack will connect to cleave, which will connect to earthquake, which means you've got multiple ways you can go. You could go elemental, or you could go physical. This is the routes. You've got elemental route and physical route. Furthermore, for every 10 points you spend in the tree, you gain additional passives. I don't know if that's there or not. And then you've got your passives on the right. So all actives here, and then you've got passives on the right-hand side. Now this is a hybrid spec. I've got Mystic Warrior and a Cult Hunter. So this would be range. So this is melee spec, and this is range spec. So you could realistically eliminate one because the other classes, I believe, only have one. However, you have tricks, which tricks are like cooldowns, essentially. Like I've got a heal, increase your defense and causes part of the damage to be taken as mana. There's mana shield. There's a lot of different tricks you can get. And then you've got auras as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff compared to the other one, and I do hope to see that later on in the third Van Helsing. So that's pretty much it for Van Helsing right now. Next, I kind of want to talk a little bit about Black Desert. So the problem Black Desert, I'm not going to pop it up right now. I'm just going to talk to you guys really fast. Black Desert seems like a beautiful game. You know, I have not really any complaints with the game because I haven't really played it too much. I only have maybe 5 to 10 hours in the game. The problem I'm having right now is, you know, as it is on a Korean server, I do have, you know, about 180 latency. It's okay, it's manageable. Now I'm just gonna throw a bunch of stuff together that adds up. So you've got the ping, you've got the fact that there's not really a community, which, to be fair, doesn't really bother me because I'm usually kind of like a solo player, even if it's an MMO. You know, I'll have a small group of people, so I'll take that completely off the list. The next thing is, since the game is on a Korean server, majority of the stuff is in Korean. Granted, it's translated by Google via Google Translate. You can understand some of it, but the important stuff you can't. So like, if you look at a skill, the skill will tell you like deals 20 bracket parenthesis up arrow key combo left right down hit 7 6 underscore yes, and it's just like, the fuck does this skill do? And then you would go to use it, and here's the next problem. So there's no damage text, there's no combat log, and you can't actually see a target's health bar until you've killed it enough times to understand the monster. So not having combat text in an MMO is opinionated. Everyone does whatever they want. It's a sandbox game. Same thing with not having a combat log. I feel that you should have a combat log. That's my opinion. You know, if you don't have damage text, I actually feel there should be a combat log in almost any game, because you want to log to see what's happening. Just my opinion. But, you know, if they want to make it more difficult to theorycraft, you know, that's fine. So when you jumble together the ping, the latency issue with not being able to see a mob's health, with not understanding the way the skill works, with a combo system in the game, you just don't understand anything. Like, you'll hit a skill, and then you'll hit 3 other skills, and the mob will just die, but you never saw the health go down. And it just doesn't, it feels very clunky. Now, like I said, the problem there is not the game. It has nothing to do with the game. The problem is the translations right now, because, you know, we're playing on a Korean server, which, you know, I'm not taking it for granted, because we can still play on the game. I'm just telling you guys why I'm not currently playing it. You know, so they've got the clunkiness with the translation, and pairing the clunkiness of the translation, not really understanding what the skill does, with not being able to see the damage it does, or record the damage it does, not being able to see the proper combo, it doesn't really feel right to me. So I think I'm gonna wait till there's a proper translation patch, or if what's the other word I'm looking for? If it comes to NA maybe a little sooner. The next thing for people who are gonna say, like, you know, why don't you research the game or do stuff like that? I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not a fan of researching games. That's not what I do. I'm the guy that produces the stuff that you search to research. And I don't do that by researching. You know why? Because I can't find my own stuff unless I've produced it. Does that kind of make sense? That's not to come off cocky at all, but yeah, that's how I am. I like finding stuff out for myself, and I can't find stuff out for myself if I have to understand. You know, if I have to have it translated to me. So that's the big problem I have. So I feel like I'm not really in the proper state of mind to test. I feel like I'm not in the proper state of mind to properly test a game that's not in my native language. If that makes sense. So, moving on now, let's talk about The Witcher. The Witcher's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with it. It is a bit hard for me to stream sometimes for prolonged periods of time. I don't know what it is. I've just kind of lost my touch. I'm trying to get back into my mojo. I feel, you know, once I get off this sickness, you know, I really have a new routine. I know I've said this before, but I'm pretty adamant about it this time, or serious about it. I want to start running again. working out is something separate. I've said that for 2 years. I'm going to do it. I'm going to give up on that. I'm going to start running, and running will open my doors, because that's what I used to do. I used to be a cross-country runner. My best time was either 4:59 or 4:57 mile run. I was pretty happy about it. You know, I've never been trained or anything. So I was very happy about that. And running, I feel like it disconnects me from the world I'm currently in and connects me to a more spiritual world, which might sound like Dan's game, what the fuck, Resident Sleeper, holy shit, PogChamp. But it's just, you know, everyone needs their own place, you know? And I feel that that's my place that will never be corrupted by anything. No matter what happens in my life, I can always go out and run with nature, and that will never change. Unless, of course, you know, I get raped doing it or get shot, then that would be really unfortunate. I'm sorry, Oscar, we're busy right now. Okay, so then, on to the last part. You know, I was talking with some friends and whatnot, and actually, I lied. Let me clarify that. I really want to build a new computer. The computer I'm using, I'm going to go in my email right now, and I'm going to tell you guys when I built this computer. This is the exact computer I'm using now. Okay, so let's go to... my buddy Mark helped me out when I played Terra. Okay, 7/9/12. So that's what? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. July 9th, 2012 was when I built this. Around like a month or two, a month or so, either before or after. Well, after is when I built this one that's still running. The only thing that I have upgraded is my graphics card. Now, I'm not really going to tell you the specific stats in here because I feel it's kind of irrelevant right now. But I'm going to go over the new computer that I had some buddies help me out with. Okay. Let me just do this really fast. 1 second. Oscar, please. Oscar, I'm going to punch you. Oscar, can you please stop? Okay. 1 second. Alright, so let's click this. And let's go over here. Alright. So, actually, I kind of fucked that up. And you can't see that because I highlighted over it. Anyway, so the case I'm going to get is this case right here. It's pretty neat. It looks pretty cool. You know, I've never really built my computer around cosmetics in a sense, or aesthetics, and I feel I kind of want to do it, you know, just a little bit. I want to make myself feel a little better. You know, I play on this thing every day. Why not make it look kind of cool? So this is the case that I'm going to go with right here. Oscar, please shut up. So the power supply doesn't matter. I don't know. I might just take the power supply out of the current computer that I'm using right now. That's most likely what I'm going to do to save money, and then I'll use this one as a backup computer, and I'll buy a power supply after to put it back in. The motherboard I'll find here in a second once I figure out where it went. Where the fuck did it go? Okay. The motherboard is an MSI Z97 Gaming 5. Let me just open this up. So this is the motherboard that I'm most likely going to go with. Now, as a reference, as a thing, I don't really know shit about computer parts. So I had a lot of people help me out and explain to me kind of about them. And then I had another friend check it over. So next up, we're going to go with 16 gigs of RAM. 8 is not enough for me anymore. I do a lot of multi-clienting on the games I play. You know, I'm running multiple clients. I have tons of tabs up. And 8 is not doing it for me anymore. And I really want to see the increase of how much 16 goes for. So I'm really excited for that. So we're going with G-Skill Sniper Gaming Series 16 gigs of RAM. Next up, I've got an optional heatsink. So I don't know, because I have a current heatsink in my computer. So I might take that out, learn to use some thermal paste, and put that on. So that's an option as well. Next up, the CPU, which is the big one. We're going to go with the Intel Core i7. You can see it right here. Devil's Canyon Quad Core, 4 gigahertz. I say this even though I don't know what it even means, but it makes me feel kind of special. So this is probably what we're going to go with right now. The graphics card, I'm not actually going to be upgrading my card yet. I'm going to go with with my current one, which is a GTX 770. It's a gigabyte. It's 2 gigs of VRAM as well. Then my hard drive is just a basic 1 terabyte that I'm going to use. And the SSD is the current SSD I have, which is a 128 gigabyte Crucial. And I have an additional, I have a 256 gigabyte SSD as well. And, you know, I should have this up and running hopefully in a week or two. And I'm pretty excited to stream Witcher on it. I forgot to mention this. So the current games I'm streaming, I stream at like 30 to 50 frames, nothing at 60. And it's really demoralizing. I can't even stream Minecraft at 60. Now, granted, I'm not upgrading my graphics card. However, I haven't wiped this computer in about 4 years. So just alone off that is going to be a performance increase. So I'm pretty excited, but I don't really want to talk about, you know, how much of a performance increase I'm getting, assuming I actually know how much, because I don't know anything about computers. So I'm not going to sit here and make myself look like a dumbass. But I do believe I'm going to get a decent performance increase off it. So really fast now, before we end this video, let me go ahead and bring up Oscar. Hey Oscar. Hey dumbass. What do you want? Oh, and Mowgli. You guys want to see the guy who's been bitching? Come here, Oscar. Psst, psst. Psst. Oscar, you want to come here? Psst. Come here. No? You just want to be an asshole? Here's Oscar. Here's the bitcher. Here's Mr. Bitch Wine. QQ. My life is so terrible because I'm sick. Right, Oscar? How bad is your life? Huh? Is it terrible? Tell me how bad it is. How bad is it, Oscar? It's pretty terrible, isn't it? Guys, remember, cats have a really shitty life. They eat shit, poop shit, and then sleep again. Right, Oscar? Mr. Oscar. Goodbye, go away. Alright, so that's pretty much going to be it. Of course, any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else you guys have, feel free to drop them down below. But I'm going to go to sleep because I got to go get some rest. And hopefully I feel a lot better in the morning. Oh, here's... Why? Don't paw at me. What are you... Ow, fuck, Oscar. Of course you'd have to jump up on... Ow, fuck, ow, ow. Okay, so... Anyway, like I said before, I'm going to catch you guys later. I hope you guys have a fun time. And I will see you guys, hopefully all tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Have a good one.